Hello, grade 9 students. So, you are ready for your class 10, right? So, before entering into class 10, I have already discussed in a previous video, right? The bridge course, which is bridging your 9th standard topics with your 10th standard, which is very, very important. Then only you will understand what you are going to study in 10th. Okay. So, this is the first thing. And second thing is, this video is about why this bridge course is important for you. See, the students who have completed their board exams, if you go and ask them, the students will reply they have got conceptual based questions, competency based questions, numericals, case based study questions, which is more tougher in case of mathematics as well as science. If you study science, then it will be easy. So in that, physics part is also very, very important, where you will be having light lesson, human eye lesson, electricity lesson. These are huge topics, but the basics you have learned in your 9th standard. So how to bridge these concepts in your 9th standard with your 10th standard is a great thing. If you know how to connect these things, then your studies will be super easy. So in this class, we are going to know how to connect these topics with one another, and especially if you want to know more and if you want the plans how to bridge your 9th syllabus with your 10th syllabus, please register using the below number, as well as there is one link provided. Register using that link. Okay, let us move into the lesson. You all know in your 9th standard you have learned many number of concepts, starting from motion lesson. You have studied distance, displacement, many number of things, then forces, Newton's law, and then gravitation, work energy, sound. So I have studied many number of lessons, right? Many topics, but less numericals. But in 10th standard, it is a testing part where you are going to study something which is more important, where you are going to apply your 9th standard concept directly into your 10th topic, which means it is purely application part. So what you have studied in your 9th is very, very important before you are entering into your 10th standard. And finally, this is going to structure how you are going to prepare for your board. It will structure your board pattern, and you will not feel any difficulties in board part if you go for this bridge class. Okay. So if we go for class 9, as per I already told you, it is fully conceptual based thing, right? So it is fully concept. So in 10th standard, you are going to apply it as application part, right? And in 9th, you will be having simple numericals, like they'll give your velocity and time, they'll ask acceleration, and they'll give displacement and time, they'll ask velocity. Like this, they'll give small problems and direct problems, right? But when it comes to 10th standard, you will be having multi-step numericals, like they'll give momentum or energy, and they'll ask for something else. How we'll connect this? Only we can connect if you know our 10th, if you know our 9th topic very clearly, then only your 10th will be easy, right? This is not only for 9 to 10. If you enter into any class, if you are going for 10 to 11 or 11 to 12, any class, you have to bridge what you have learned previously with your next class. So that is the important thing. Okay. In physics, in total physics, each and every lesson are interrelatedly connected. Even if you take your 9th standard, motion lesson is connected with force lesson, right? Your second lesson, Newton's law lesson, and Newton law is connected with work energy. Work energy is absolutely connected with gravitation. Gravitation, it is connected with fluids, where you study little bit of fluids like buoyancy, the small fluid terms, right? And then if you go for sound, it is also connected with the previous lesson. So there is interconnection between each and every lesson. And if you go for another class, these total thing is connected to your next part of your academic year. And if you go next further, which is your 11th standard, then that is totally combination of your 9th and 10th. And if you go for 12th, it is combination of 9, 10 and 11. So leaving any one of these classes is a big mistake. So don't do that. No need to take all the things. You have to know the bridging things only. So it will be very useful for you. Okay. Yep. So then in here we have seen direct questions. As per numericals, we have seen we will have direct numericals, right? Questions also will be a bit direct if it is of 9th. So nobody will concentrate in your 9th studies, right? So when it comes to 10th, there is case based question, competency based question, as per I already said. And Here we'll be having definition based recoils, like they'll ask what is momentum or what is define velocity, define something, they'll give it as definition or define this law, like this they'll give. But when it comes to your 10th standard, it will be purely application based as per we previously discussed. They don't ask direct definitions or direct something like in 10th you will be having ohms. They won't ask like what is ohms law in your 5 marks and 10 marks, right? They'll give a situation, solve this, or they'll give a graph, find out the resistance. So likewise they'll give something. So don't worry, we'll discuss everything in the upcoming bridge courses as well as in our foundation classes also. So don't get upset about this, okay? So from that we have a conclusion, nothing is going to be direct. So this is the first point. And if you, yeah, this is how it connects to class 10. See, you have motion, time graphs, everything in you can think like this, how motion is related to light lesson, right? It's a bit silly, but yes, it is related. How it is related? See, in motion lesson you have studied displacement and velocity and everything which are vector quantities you have studied, right? So don't worry, again I'm saying we'll discuss, okay? So what come we how come we differentiate distance and displacement? Only using direction. The direction here doesn't matter where at distance, but at displacement it matters. We have to include the direction. So that vector part is directly connected to your light lesson, where you use for your ray diagram and even for the image formation. Everywhere we use it, use in various places. And if you go for forces lesson, which is your second lesson, we will directly use it in numerical part, forces lesson. Especially in the case of electricity lesson, I think you will be having it as in the third part, right? Then electricity part you'll be having. And sound lesson will be having in our last part, which is your, not last part, in your second part, human eye part we'll be using. So we'll discuss about that. And also gravitation lesson will be used in the lesson work energy and work energy, which both of them will be used in the electricity lesson, because both are in ninth, right? Okay, so both of these lesson will be used in electricity. See, electricity lesson is directly related to these two lessons. There is huge bridge between these two topics, so be aware of it. So these are the topics which are going to bridge your 9th to 10th. So we are going deep inside these 9 topics. Keep note on it. We are not going to start our 10th classes. For starting your 10th classes, we are going to connect this 9th topic. Then only you will know how come this is connected with this. This is simple, guys. You are having a friend, okay? Your friend wears dress every day, right? Your friend is same, but he wears different dresses daily, right? For if he wear different dress, it doesn't mean he's a different person, right? He's the same person, but wearing different dresses, right? So this is the same thing physics also do. Physics is something which is related to everything. So physics is physics. But the classes you are studying only is it is 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. But you are learning the same concept in 9th, same concept in 10th and in 11th and in 12th. What varies? Your standard varies, as well as the level of your understanding should be higher, and it varies from each and every class. So that is the variation. Otherwise, everything is same. So 9th is related to 10th, 10th is related to 11th, and 11th is related to 12th. So don't worry about this. Don't get confused about this, okay? And don't think this is not important. This is very, 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 very important, okay? And yeah, when you're practicing something, because you are a student of 9th entering into 10th, right? So you might have a misconception that definition is enough, or this much of study is enough for your exams. But that is a wrong conception. Maybe that may be applicable till your 9th standard in some schools and in some classes. I really appreciate they are practicing their students with numericals from the base, from the 8th standard, from the 9th standard. That is okay, but majority of the students don't know how it works. They are not aware of it, right? So don't ignore numericals. They are the base points. Even if you ignore now in your 9th standard, in 10th it is important, and in 11th and 12th also it is important. And if you go for your competitive exams, then it is the only thing you have to solve. That's why most of the students struggle when they go to when they go to their IIT preparation part, which is JEE and for NEET they feel very difficult as physics as a part. So that is the reason, okay? Especially NEET students, yeah. And in these three mistakes, not practicing diagram, the second part, most of you guys will survive only because of diagrams, right? So some of them will avoid diagram because might be their drawing will be little messy, right? But that is not a problem, guys. You need to draw a lens or something in a proper structure. No need for that proper artist manner. You don't need, you need to draw concave mirror as concave mirror and convex mirror as convex mirror. No other extra fitting, and also it will be easy. So just practice. The lines only plays role, so you can use your scale also, so no problem. You're not going to draw any complex diagram here in part of physics. For biology and all, you have to make use of it, right? Used to it for drawing skills, and it is the easiest part to score marks. So don't avoid this part. And if you go for the third part, it is studying only before exams. Most of us fail here. Most of us study only at the exam time, only when there is a need to study. Like what need, they only if there is a push only, will sit and study. Oh, tomorrow is your exam, I will open that book one day before and call your friends, what is the important question, tell me, I have to study. And if there are any numericals, you will boycott it. There is the problem. If you do this also come into act, ignoring numericals. If you prepare at last time, you definitely ignore numericals, and if you study numericals also, you won't understand it and work out in your exams. You'll simply memorize it. So don't do these kind of, I'm not saying you're memorizing the problem, even memorizing the formula is great crime. Don't memorize formulas, just understand, and then you deliver your formulas, everything. Then nothing to forget it, right? So you will not forget anything if you know the concept. If I know how current passes through a wire, how did I forget that Ohm's law as well as voltage formula, power formula? How did I forget? I know how it works. And how can I forget these kind of things? Even if I don't know, if I remember the concept, I can write my own formula, right? So it will be absolutely correct. So this is the thing. So last minute preparation is a great sin. Don't do that. Prepare consistently from day one. See, for 10th standard, your friends and even my friends all will say it is not that much important or that much tough. So be chill, prepare at last minute and deliver your exam. No. As per I said, if you're an aspirant of NEET JEE or any other competitive exams, QTIs, many exams are there, right? To go into a proper university, you need to write all these exams, right? Like if you're interested in research part, then you will go for ICER and many exams related to space or research related exam. If you're writing those kind of exam, they won't test your memory skill. They don't need your memory skill. They just need how skill based person you are, how you're applying a concept in a particular problem. That only they need. So if you're starting from 9th or from 10th, just be consistent from day one. Start preparing. It is most important note. Make use of it. Okay. Yeah. So always give importance to consistency and not last minute preparation. And in this bridge course, not only bridge course, followed by your foundation class also, we are going to cover, and for the students who are from 9th to 10th, I'm saying, so we are going to cover how, first we are going to strengthen our basics, right? So then we are going to see how these graphs are related to ray diagrams and how to draw a ray diagram, and finally numericals and how to prepare for your exam. See, these are something which we have discussed from the beginning, right? So these ray diagram part and all these things will be covered in your foundation part, in your 10th foundation part. And in the bridge course, we are going to strengthen our basics. This is the most important part. And once we have entered into our 10th discussion, we are going to do these things. And finally, we are going to crack our exam with the maximum marks, with the full marks, right? So if you follow all these things, then getting full marks is not a difficult thing, right? It is an easy thing. And the motive here is not to get marks in your board, also for your competitive exam preparation also. So keep it in mind, especially in physics, right? So when it comes to 9 to 10, these are the basic things which you have to keep in mind. Starting from concepts start from here. Okay, starting from concepts, diagrams, numericals, presentation. This is the flow chart of the entire year. For an entire 10th standard, this is the flow chart. So what I have to do in concept, if I am studying something, what is the concept behind this? If I am going to study behavior of light, what light actually is? So you have lot of time, right? So go for case study. What is light? How, why light is like this? Why light is traveling in straight line? Why there are reflections, refractions? Go for research. Go for complete thorough research. So this is the conceptual understanding. Then if you go for diagram, then it is easy. Because you know the concept. For a lens, this is the thing. So the reflection will be like this. So at this part I have to take it as positive, this part I have to take it as negative. These are the things, no need to read in books, because you have thorough your concepts clearly. Then this is going to be the easiest part. Most students fail in this part, note of it. Next, numericals. Here comes the problem. For numericals, especially in physics, both the basic mathematics and basic physics should be stronger. For concepts, physics should be stronger. For numericals, basic mathematics should be stronger. So make use of both of the topics, which is your maths and physics. And finally, presentation. See, this is the important thing. If you have covered these three as good, see, if you are done all these three things good, and if you lag in your presentation, then doing these much of things is useless. I don't say you need a good handwriting, use Apsara pencil, extra marks for good handwriting. No, not like that. The teacher who are correcting your paper or evaluating your paper should know what you have written, right? If she saw your paper, you have written VSU or USV, and you have written as V only, but it appears to be U. Well, what she would do? She would put wrong, right? So the presentation is more important. So be ready for that in the initial stage itself. So if you're preparing for concept, if you're making notes out of it, write notes. If you're even writing notes, write it more clearly. So your note seems very very presentable, so it is easy for you to revise, and it will be useful in your presentation part when it comes to your board exams. So make use of these four things. The first three is very very important. Fourth one is important because why it is important? Because these three things will get valid only if you do the fourth one correctly, right? Which is your presentation. And this is the most important part of your 10th standard preparation. So in the bridge course, we are going to first throw the concepts, which is in 9, which you are going to carry to your 10th standard. And in our foundation, we are going to strengthen our concepts, numericals, as well as what is the last thing we have seen? What is the last thing we have seen? Concepts, numericals, and diagrams. Sorry, I left the diagram. So these are the things we are going to use there. So the thing is, be consistent from day one. So today we are studying, this is day one. Not since it is a bridge course, this is, don't assume this as 0th day or something. This is day one. So day one bridge is also very important for your 10th standard. So start this as day one and prepare well for from your bridge part, which is your 9th part, and straight away enter into your 10th part. And when you start from 10th, when you're reading a line, it should not feel new to you, because we have studied this already in our 10th standard. So when I'm reading a line in my 10th standard book, I should always connect it with my 9th standard syllabus, what I have learned previously. So for that reason only we are going for bridge course. And why we have uh, take initiative to take bridge class is that it is very very important to bridge concepts in your 10th, and for your 11th it is very very important to bridge your concepts in 9th and 10th, and for 12th as well, as per I said, 9, 10, 11, all these three things are important. So make use of it. Join using the below given number, and as well as fill the Google form which we have attached in the description box. Okay, meet you in the bridge class. Thank you guys. Bye.